We got buying events to do, so we're gonna do Elisa's and then we're gonna reload the save because we never save an Elisa time. Elisa had been on these timelines. What are you doing in here, Elisa? Your mother told me I could find some tools in here, so here I am. I need them for work. I'm going to be doing on the orbital bike. Wait, you know how the bike works well enough to do that? Well, an engine's an engine, right? I should be able to tinker with it. After all Angelica's done for us, I at least want to make sure she gets her precious bike back in top condition. Might be nice if I gave her a hand. Need a hand there? Sounds like a two-person job to me, and I'd feel bad making you do all the work when Angelica left it in my care. I figured you'd say that. It'll probably go more smoothly with an extra pair of hands, for sure. Alright, that's everything around the orbital engine taken care of. It could probably do with being taken for a test ride at some point, though. Oh, I should oil the moving parts, too. Man, you really are amazing. I knew you were good with orbital technology and all, but I didn't expect you to be able to perform maintenance this well. All of this is just a stopgap, really. And what? I had a few chances to look at it back at the academy, too, so I have a vague idea of what needs doing, but that's all. Doesn't make you any less amazing in my eyes. When in Nord, you worked out what was wrong with that truck and even knew the model of the mortar we found. At first, I thought it was just because you're part of the Reinford family, but I feel like that's underselling you now. You must have studied like crazy to know so much. Well, I did spend a lot of time studying orbital technology even before enrolling at the academy. I used my family's name however I could in order to visit RF factories and attend lectures at the Institute of Technology. I'm more than confident I made the most of every chance I had to study and broaden my knowledge of the field. I have a feeling I know why you did all that too. Was it to rebel against your mother? Well, I can't deny it. Not to beat a dead horse, but it felt like Mother just stopped caring about us after my father passed away. I mean, she'd stolen the company from Grandfather and everything. How could you do that to your own father? So I suppose you could say all that was studying my way of trying to show her up at something. A little, at least. I see. So, were you able to? Not in the slightest. Now that she's missing, this isn't the time to be thinking about my next act of rebellion either. And you know what? That's fine by me. I've made my mind up to focus on the future rather than the past for now. I've got to keep that promise I made to her and Ruhr after all. I'll be running the company before she knows it. I think she'd prefer it that way, honestly. Knew he'd do it. Uh-huh. Look at you. You were so engrossed in the bike that you didn't even notice all the snow building up on your head. Still, I think you found the right way to approach things. I'll have to pick up a few pointers from you. Can't let myself get too wrapped up in the past either. And that way, we'll both be able to find the best paths for each of us to take. I certainly hope so. Hmm? Come on, don't cry. Here, this'll cheer you up. Oh, don't. Ah, for crying out. Oh. Are you fucking kidding me? Another cliche. Oh, I knew him. He must be that kid I saw. I can't. My anger, it's flaring up. Is that a bunny made out of snow? And look, you've got loads of snow on your head too. Don't worry, you can follow me back to Ymir. So stay close, okay? Okay. Don't fucking tell me that shit. Are you kidding me? What's wrong? I can't believe I forgot. Remember how I talked about coming here with my family as a kid? I ended up getting lost out on the mountain. But just when I started to think I'd be lost there forever, a boy appeared out of nowhere. And he led me all the way back to Ymir. The boy was you, I'm sure of it. That does ring a bell, actually. The year after that was when the whole thing with my power happened. So I'd kind of pushed everything else to the back of my mind. Weird. We did really meet as kids. I was only joking about it before, but yeah, we really did. I'd forgotten all about it too. Probably because it was a scary memory for me. I don't blame you. Still, you don't get coincidences like this every day. I'd be embarrassed to try and attribute it to something like fate, though. Yeah, you're right. Maybe if we realized sooner, sure. But it makes me happy to know it was you all along. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. It's nothing at all. Anyway, let's finish this up, with the bike, shall we? Yeah, sure. The pushing of Reen and Elisa. They've hit even more cliches. Oh, God. Reen and Elisa worked together to finish the rest of the bike's maintenance, the two of them feeling somewhat awkward on each other due to their recent discovery. And upon their completion, they went to return the tools to Bearsworther's study. Yeah. Wait, shit, that updated. Ah, damn it. I can't reload my save now. Shit. Well, screw you. Yeah, I totally would have reloaded that save. That would have never been remembered. So, I kind of wasted a little time for myself, because I literally just went and redid Fee's bonding event when I had already done it before. So, yeah, also, I probably should check this. Ah, crap. See, I have to redo somebody's, someone's bonding event I have to write out. It looks like Guy's is the one I'm just gonna write out here. If I want to complete the book, you know. So, but anyway, Milliam time. I'm super bored, so I'm thinking I might check out the souvenir shop. What kind of stuff do you think they've got over there? Think it's cool? We're about to have a major discussion about our class's future. How can you be bored? Okay, don't answer that, but you could at least brainstorm something to contribute to the conversation. Oops. Nope, you know I'm never gonna come up with anything, and no matter what you decide, it doesn't change things for me. One way or another, Whaley and I are gonna keep on fighting with you guys. You just pick a path and we'll bust it open. Good to know, but do we value your opinion? But we do value your opinion, so you might want to think things over. Maybe looking at some souvenirs would help clear my head. Tell you what, why don't I join you? I've been there tons of times, so you know I'll be able to recommend something. Really? You're the best, Reen. Okay, let's go! Man, there really is a bunch of unusual stuff here. Pretty good selection for a place smack dab in the boonies. That's partially thanks to Master Kafai. He always brings things when he comes to visit. Like those manju, for example. They're, it's on the tip of my tongue. I know I've heard it before. I know I must have said it somewhere before, but it... can't say it. Item from the east that has been tweaked a bit. Whoa, they look really good. You think Vector would like them? Oh, so he's the one you're buying a souvenir for. You got it. He bought me a little Michi strap when he was over in Crossbell, so I want to get him something too. I kind of want it to be something he can always keep with him over something that's gonna be bad like food, though. That's a good point. I thought he was missing, though. No one's heard from him since he was in Crossbell, right? Yeah, well, I'm sure he's fine. I mean, he's Vector. It'd take more than a war to finish him off. Claire and I survived, so I can't imagine he wouldn't. He's just gonna show up one day like, hi, and that'll be it. Well, at least you trust him, I guess. Then again, that makes sense. I mean, you Ironbloods probably think of each other like siblings, right? Or, I don't know, do you? Though if that's the case, that makes Chancellor Osborne your dad, maybe? Don't know. I never really thought about it. Especially with Gramps, I got siblings, sure, but hard to say if someone feels like a parent when you've never had one. What? What does she mean she's never had any parents? I wonder what's gonna happen to us Ironbloods now, though. Claire's got her job in the RMP that she can do even without Gramps around, but without him there to give me orders and all my old missions finished, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, really. I'm not needed as a piece on his game board anymore. Don't think like that, Milliam. Or let me say this. Even if you're not needed on some game board, you are needed by us. And not as a piece. You're needed as a very important classmate and friend. Really? I can't tell you what you should do with your life from here on. But what I can tell you is that we're here for you. And even if you don't know what to do with yourself now, I'm sure you'll figure things out eventually. With or without us. Huh. Maybe you're right. I do kind of feel like sticking with you guys will help me figure something out. And speaking of figuring stuff out, I'm buying a manju. My stomach's gargling just looking at it. Aren't you supposed to be buying a souvenir for Lecter? Well, whatever. She seems happier now, and I guess that's what matters most. Reen bought Milliam a Ymir manju, which she scarfed down in typical Milliam fashion as they left the shop. This bond has gotten stronger, and that character notebook has been updated. Captain, that's the second time I've done that. Captain Claire, is something wrong? Hello, Reen. It's nothing major. I just received an update from one of my men that contains some information I found personally relevant. Oh, well, I won't pry. But at the risk of sounding condescending, try not to push yourself too hard. Today's one of the few chances we'll get to rest. I appreciate the concern. Still, you have bigger things to worry about than my well-being, like the future of Class 7, for example. And with the town's defenses as solid as they are now, the perfect time to sit back and figure it all out. She's putting on a brave face, but I can tell she's more exhausted than she's letting on. Well, since we're so defended, why don't we take a little time to unwind? They have billiards at the Phoenix Wings if you're interested. What do you say? Well, given how many people we have trying to keep the town safe, sure, I'll take you up on that offer. Ha! I can't believe you just pocketed all the balls in one shot! Fortunately, they all moved exactly how I calculated that they would. I'm sorry, I've ended the game before you even had a chance to take a shot, haven't I? Thinking about it, games like these seem exactly the kind of thing you'd be good at. I was probably walking into a bear trap the moment I invited you. Granted, I should have at least tried to hold back a little. Sorry. Lecter would have done a better job of making the game more enjoyable for both sides, all the while leaving certain elements up to chance to keep things interesting. That lines up right with my impression of him. I always did peg him as a trickster. Still, I wish I was a better player. I'd be able to put up a half-a-decent fight in that case. Well, how about I give you a few pointers while we're here? You don't mind? Not at all. I can teach you some valuable skills that are guaranteed to help. Making good use of them will be down to you, but they should allow you to improve your score when playing. Well, if you're sure you don't mind. Captain Claire then started happily teaching Reen how to play more effectively. She made even explanations on complicated issues and techniques sound simple, going through every step with limitless kindness and patience. And thanks to that, he was able to improve an astonishing amount in a relatively short period of time. And with that Dining Bar F theme, you're lucky I ain't putting on the voice. I mean, what? I don't even remember what that is. I haven't been to Dining Bar F in a while. Well done. That's the 9-ball pocketed as well. Thanks. To be honest, this is the first time I've been able to pocket all the balls without making a single mistake. You really are a natural at teaching. I wouldn't have been able to do anything at all if you weren't such a capable pupil. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. I'm happy to keep practicing with you if you feel up for it. Really? You're a kind person, Captain. What makes you say that? Well, it's true. You went out of your way to help us countless times in our field studies. And now you've chosen to accompany us here and help with protecting the village. It's easy to forget sometimes that you're part of the RMP or an Ironblood. It feels like you're always there, watching over us from the shadows. And I really do appreciate it. I think you're overstating how much I've really done. I'm a Thor's graduate as well. After all, so I can't help but want to look out for others from the academy. In some ways, I just want to act like I'm still there, looking out for my classmates like an upperclassman would. Well, whatever your reasons, that doesn't change that I'm still grateful. I can't say for sure, seeing as I only have a younger sister, but if I had an older one, I have a feeling she would be just like you. Captain! What was all that about? Don't mind me. Please, try to think of it as nothing more than a meaningless gesture. Well, if you say so. Regardless, I intend to continue doing whatever I can to aid you in the future. My primary duty may be to serve the Railway Military Police and carry out the will of Chancellor Osborne, but I have no reason to believe that I'll ever be anything other than an ally to you in Class 7. I wouldn't have it any other way. I know that any help you can give will go a long way for us. While Reen still had no idea what prompted her sudden embrace, he wasn't able to press the subject further. Their conversation now over, they silently made their way back outside. I see. That changes some things. Sitting in here brings back memories. Remember trying to walk down ideas for our concert in the middle of our trip? I guess it wasn't that long ago, but it feels like another lifetime, especially since Crow was with us then. Yeah, it really does. But it's not another lifetime, is it? It's this one. There's no reason that all of us hanging out and having fun has to say a thing in the past. The only hard part is figuring out how to make that a reality again. Which is admittedly pretty hard, but I'm thinking of ways to make it happen. It doesn't really sound like he's getting anywhere. Maybe a break would help clear his head. Come on, Elliot, let's take a break. The more frustrated you get over not being able to think of anything, the less likely it is that you actually will. Yeah, I guess you're right. I know just the thing to clear my head. You used to play the lute, right? If it's still around, can we take a look at it? Reen and Elliot managed to scrounge up Reen's old lute from the darkest depths of the mansion. Instruments in hand, the two of them headed over to the tavern. Well, we managed to get permission to play here, but I've gotta say, I'm feeling pretty tense about this. I haven't touched this lute in forever, so playing it in front of a crowd all of a sudden is a bit... You'll be fine! Just play it like you played the guitar during the festival. One of the best things about music is that it can be made with any combination of instruments. Well, if you insist, I'll give it a go. Better to try and fail than not try at all, yeah? And so the two started to play alongside one another. To their relief, the customers in the tavern seemed to enjoy the performance, even giving them a round of applause once it was over. Whew, that was actually pretty fun. See, I told you it would be fun. Or fine. But, yeah, not being up on stage or having lights in your face takes a lot off the pressure, too. I sometimes used to perform like this at a concert cafe back at home. Oh, really? Still, I'm guessing it'd be even more fun if I could play half as well as you do. I don't know if I'm really as good as you make me sound, Reen. I've got a lot of practice ahead of me if I decide to pursue a career in music, emphasis on the if. That's right, your dad's finally given you permission to go through with it if you want. Have you started giving it any serious thought yet? Yeah, a bit. Not that I'm getting anywhere. I'm happy to have his approval, but it's still not a decision I can make lightly. It's probably silly to even be thinking about it now. I mean, we need to focus on going through the war first. Not at all. There's nothing wrong with giving thought about your future when you can. You're right. It's something you can't take lightly, and it's still hard to tell how things will be after the war ends. But if pursuing a life of music is what you decide to do in the end, you've got my full support. Not just your dad's. Thanks, Reen. But right now, we need to focus on our future as a class. Once the war's over, then we can start living for the future. Yeah, you're right. To thank Garl for letting them perform there, Reen and Elliot helped clean up the tavern. Once they finished, they happily walked back to the Phoenix Wings. Alright. Very good. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I thought Toval had an event, but he doesn't. But we're going with Gaius. I figured a quiet church would be a perfect place to sit down and think about what we can do. But so far, it hasn't done me much good. There has to be something we can do to help the people of Erebonia. But what? Yeah, though hopefully whatever we decide on will help people in Nord too. There's gotta be something that only we can do that will help better people's lives. We just need to figure out what. That's about the point I'm at. Still, if we keep thinking it over, I'm sure the winds and the goddess will grant us their inspiration eventually. This does actually seem like a pretty good place to brainstorm. Maybe I should join him for a while. You know, now that I think about it, there's someone I'd like you to meet. A friend of mine, in fact. A friend of yours? Yep, follow me. I'll introduce you. He should be in the village right now. Is it his bird? Yep. Is this friend of yours here? I can't sense anyone. I suppose even you would have trouble sensing him. Especially if you're trying to sense a person. What am I looking for if he's not a person? Here he is. Is that a hawk? Huh, looks like the one who helped us save... Looks like the one who helped save us from those Jaegers in Nord. The very same. In fact, he's a friend of mine who watches over the Nord Highlands from above. His name's Zio. He was named after one of the warriors who fought alongside Emperor Drykos during the war. Scree. Looks like he's cool up close. Or he looks so cool up close. But what's he doing all the way out here? Your guess is as good as mine. I spotted him on the roof of the Phoenix Wings last night. He might have followed our scent. All the way from Nord? That's quite the distance. I wonder why he would follow us. I wish I could say for sure, but I'd like to think he wants to lend us his aid. He watched us slip up a few times during our battles, so I imagine he thinks he could make things easier. Scree. I see. Well, he's already gotten us out of a bind once, and if he's got your glowing endorsement, he'll make one hell of an ally. Okay, welcome to the team, Z. Whoa! I think he's trying to say he has no intention of getting too friendly with us. He'll just watch over us from above like he did before, lending us his aid when he sees fit. Hey, that works too. In that case, thanks for watching our backs, Zio. Scream! Yeah. We're finding new allies left and right these days, aren't we? It certainly feels that way, though I bet he sees us more as weaklings in need of protection than allies. Either way, I'm sure his support will be invaluable in the days ahead. Yeah, I don't doubt that. And I could say the same about yours. Likewise. They quietly watched Zio fly off into the distance before returning to the church together. Wow, okay. Wait a minute, wait a minute. I thought he already had that. Wait. Gaius, I thought you had this. I was sure he had this, but either way, I got a reload to say, "Usis, we playing some billiards?" Deciding on what our class should do has proven more difficult than expected. Still, I left Berea hard so that I could make my own decisions about my life. I'll make this one for myself too. Even if that decision is yours, the burden doesn't have to be. House Alberea's problems concern every single one of us. There's no reason you need us to sort out all of this on your own. We've been with you this long. That's not going to change. Thank you, but I'm aware. But a break would help him clear his mind and make better decisions. Should I drag him into one? Hey, want to come look after Arthur with me for a bit? Who in blazes is Arthur? Oh, was that the name of our family's horse? Got it in one. Since you're kind of a horse expert, I'd really appreciate if you could help me out with him for a bit. Why not? I'd like to see him myself. We done. This is a fine horse. It has a strong air of dignity about it, much like the young horses back at the academy. Yeah, he does. He's pretty friendly too, isn't he? He's been here since Dad took me in, so he's getting up there in ages. But he's still got the same energy Dad still takes him out hunting along the Beatix. I see. I imagine his dignified appearance is a result of much experience then. He does appear to be in dire need of some exercise, however. His muscles aren't quite as defined as they should be. Wow, I'm amazed that you could tell. You're not in the riding club for nothing. He hasn't had much of a chance to get out and about since Dad was injured, so that's probably why. Then, if we can, I'd like to do something about that. What say you to giving him a good brushing before we take him out? I think he'd like that a lot, actually. After brushing Arthur and giving him all the care and absorption a horse could dream of, or adortion, yeah, wait, I think I said that right. Rena Eustace took him out on the mountain path. He seems really happy to be out of the village. It's been quite a while since he last had the chance. So it appears. I imagine he would rather go out hunting with his master, however. Horses are always far more comfortable with their usual rider. My family and the riding clubs are no exception. That makes sense, but with Dad's injuries, I don't think he'll be fit to go out hunting anytime soon. Speaking of the riding club, do you have any clue what's going on back at Thor's? You were the one who managed to get the bike out of there, so I figure you might know something. Mind you, I was only able to do so through the Noble Alliance. I tried to make use of my position as a member of House Alberea as best I could. Unfortunately, my authority pales in comparison to Father Rufus's, so I'm afraid that was the most I could do. That's a shame. Still, I appreciate you trying. I really do owe you a lot, even for little things like helping me look after Arthur. I hardly think I deserve your thanks. Being my father's son, some of the responsibility for his disgraceful actions falls on my shoulders as well. I have a duty to do all within my power to atone for that, both Baron Schwarzer and Ymir's people. I'm sure my brother feels similarly, even if he appears to be prioritizing his role in the Civil War at the moment. Like I said back in Berea, there's no reason for you to feel responsible for what happened there. I understand that you're concerned about your father and your brother, but dwelling on the past benefits no one. All we can do is keep moving forward. You do have a point. No burden out there exists that you should have to shoulder alone. Not as long as you're a member of Class 7. As long as we're together, we'll be able to carry the weight of any burden. One would think I'm used to how our class works by now, and the Imperial nobility should show its spirits through their actions over words. Exactly. We both know what we need to do. We swore to one another when we fought that moment you came back to us. Indeed, and I fully intend to do as promised. The two continued walking along the path with Arthur a little longer, then eventually turned and descended the mountain. Of course, upon their return to Ymir, they gave him a generous helping of food before going back to the Phoenix Wings. That's only part one of Eustace's stuff done for a bonding event with Sharon. Doing some shopping, Sharon? That's right. Since you'll all be gathering for a discussion in the Phoenix Wings, I thought I might help out in the kitchen. I also thought I could prepare some food for your father, seeing as your mother has other business to attend to. That's awfully generous of you, thanks. With several Ouroboros members having recently revealed themselves to us, I can't help but assume they're up to something. I'd like you to know, Reen, that no matter what happens, my alliance will always lie with you and your classmates. Please ensure that whatever you decide on this afternoon is something you can do without regret. Sharon. I swear we will. Glad to have your support. Till the end of time. It's great to know she's got our back, but she's still cooking for Dad. Maybe I can help out with that. Well, even if you are looking out for us, that doesn't mean I can't help you with cooking for my dad. Might as well try to pay him back a little bit for all those years of love and devotion, right? I'm sure your father would be overjoyed to hear you say that. As soon as I'm done with shopping, we can head over to the kitchen. Together, Reen and Sharon walked to the mansion. After seeing that Reen's mother was out, they started making a hearty meal for his father. Oh, you're making Ymir-style borscht. Good idea. It's got plenty of vegetables, and it should be great for warming him up to boot. I couldn't agree more. All the protein in the meat I'll be using should help accelerate his recovery as well. Master Reen, could I trouble you to chop the vegetables? If you would, I'll set about prepping the meat and seasoning the soup. Sure. It's times like these where she seems like just another ordinary maid. It takes me back to watch her cook for us in the dorm. It's hard to believe that she's actually an enforcer for Ouroboros sometimes. Ow! Is something wrong? Heavens, you sliced your finger! Sorry, I should have been paying attention. I didn't cut too deeply though, so it should be fine. Oh no, that won't do at all. Would you hold still a moment, please? I'll stop the bleeding. Oh no, crap. I knew she would do this. Sharon, what are you... This is so awkward. There, that should do the trick. Sharon, I'm not sure it's a good idea to start sucking on people's fingers without, out of the blue like that. Any particular reason? I'll bring you a bandage, so please wait in the adjacent room. She's messing with me again, isn't she? Why would they... Hold on. Wait, stop. I'm sorry, I gotta cut in here. You see that blurry picture back there as it was unblurred? The one to the left. That's the picture... That picture up there, on the left. That's the picture of when Reen was injured, trying to protect Elise. Why would they have that picture here? Oh yeah, let's just have the picture of our adopted son bleeding. There we are, all better. Please leave the rest of the work to me. You should give your finger time to heal. You're probably right. I'm sorry I couldn't be more of help. You needn't be sorry, Master Reen. You made a valuable contribution as it was. It brought back memories of Lady Elisa's younger days, too. Whenever she fell and scraped her knee, she would always start crying for me to come and help her. Aw, how sweet. I can picture how embarrassed she'd be if she learned Sharon was telling people this. Come to think of it, you've been working for the Reinford family for a while now, haven't you? 7 years, in fact. It was shortly after Mr. Reinford's passing. I cannot begin to thank Madam Chairman Irina enough for giving me the chance she did. It was only thanks to her kindness that I was able to begin a new life under her employ. Does that mean you've never been a maid before she hired you then? What were you before that? Oh. As you no doubt suspect, I lived as an enforcer. A mission given to me by Ouroboros was first led me to meet her, and she wasted no time trying to hire me. I served in both capacities concurrently after that. You won't find many executives who would knowingly hire an agent of Ouroboros. She never ceases to amaze, huh? She certainly doesn't. Nonetheless, it was thanks to her that I was able to find a new path of my own. It's too late for me to turn back and change what's already been done, but she was willing to give me a different future. What do you mean? Oh, nothing. I was simply thinking out loud. Regardless of what happened in the past, my love for the Renford family will never waver. Nor will my devotion to Class 7, Master Reen. I shall continue to do all I can to serve you. Thank you. I know we can always count on you. And everyone else knows that too. I hope we'll always stay fondly in your thoughts, Sharon. After their conversation was finished, Sharon returned to prepping Baron Schwarzer's meal. And after helping however he could until his mother returned, Reen left them to finish by themselves. And with a not a happy cut on his finger. No uses, last event, let's go. Horses are wonderful creatures. After spending time with yours, I have to admit that I am feeling more optimistic. Despite the fact I'm still freezing after all that time outside. Perhaps I should head over to the tavern and get a hot cup of tea. That should make planning our next move easier. I wouldn't mind a cup myself. Tea sounds nice. A nice cup would hit the spot right now, actually. Mind if I tag along? I'll help you brainstorm. No objections here. Reen and Eustace then walked to the tavern, and both of them ordered their tea as many fine Erebonian gentlemen would. Ah, I see myself as a fine Erebonian gentleman, then. Oh, you're here, Reen! Hey, Alf. Hey, Kiki. Hello. Welcome to our tavern. Thank you for your hospitality. Are the two of you going to play somewhere? Uh-huh. We're not sure what we're gonna do, though. I wish we could have more snow like the last time you were here. That'd be fun. Oh, please no. I'm glad to see you're back to your usual cheerful self, Al. I was horrified when I heard those Jaegers had used you as a hostage, but you don't seem too worse for wear. They did. It wasn't no big deal, and Mr. Baron saved me in the end. He's just trying to act tough. He spent hours crying afterwards. No, I didn't. Anyway, now that we run into you, maybe you could come play with us. We wouldn't have been able to play together. Yeah, we haven't been able to play together in forever. I don't know. We've got a pretty busy afternoon ahead of us. I see no harm in joining them. We can't spare too long, but we could certainly play for a little while. Really? Yay! Okay, let's go outside then. What's gotten into him? Oh. Reen and Eustace were then led outside by Alf and Kiki, and after a brief debate on what to play, they decided to go with the classic hide-and-seek. Everyone ready? Ready! Aha, I found you, Kiki. Already? Well, that was boring. Okay, now to find everyone else. Reen, what the... Reen, where the hell... What kind of hiding spot is this? Anyway, I found you, Reen. Wow, you couldn't have picked a place that was less obvious? Well, of course it's going to be easier to find me if both of you are looking for me. I guess that just leaves Eustace. Okay, come on, let's go find him. Oh my god, Milliam caught him. Oh my god. Huh? What you doing here, Eustace? Nothing. Now go away. There he is, I found him! That didn't take long. You all suck at hide-and-seek. Oh, you're playing hide-and-seek? That sounds fun, I want to play too. After Milliam joined in, they all played hide-and-seek for a short while longer, with each of them taking turns at being the seeker. Man, children really do have unlimited energy. I'd say a certain classmate of ours has far too much energy by those standards. Still, I can never quite become used to playing outside. It's been a while since I last played outside like this. I never expected you to join in either. I know you're always a hit with the kids and all, but still. I wanted to do something to raise their spirits a little. The sooner that boy can forget that awful memory of being taken as a hostage, the better. So that's what you were trying to do. That's really nice of you, Eustace. Still, you don't need to worry so much. The children of Souvenir are made of sturdier stuff than you think. The thing we can do is make sure they have to never go through something like that again. Indeed, I, for one, have no intention of allowing my father to do something so foolish ever again. But I know that I won't be able to stop him alone. I hope to have all of you standing at my side. That goes without saying. As both nobles and members of Class 7, we have a duty to do whatever we can. As it should. Oh my god. So much talking and my throat wants to collapse and I want to die. Ugh.